I'm dealing with a lot right now. I'm not doing okay, and it's affecting my schoolwork. If you're going through crises, it's okay. All right, guys. I'm not sure when I made my last nursing video. I don't think it was that long ago, but we just really dealt with some personal tragedy this last week, and I don't really want to get into that. I don't want to talk about it. I've talked about it and thought about it enough, and that's not the purpose of this channel. But I did want to talk to you about how loss, grief, personal crises can affect you if you're in an accelerated BSN program. School's in full swing. First week of the semester, I had a ton of clinicals scheduled, and this crisis happens. I'm doing okay, guys. I mean, I'm not doing okay, but school is okay. And I want to give you some tips, because I think school's going okay because I'm knowing how to deal with school. First off, I immediately messaged all my professors. The same day, I messaged all my professors and said what was going on, so they had a heads up. And they were very understanding. So the first thing I would say is, if you're going through something horrible, a death, divorce, breakup, fired from your job, whatever, if you're going through something horrible that suddenly happened, let them know before you even start having problems with class. Now, that was really easy for me to do. I didn't even have to think about it, because Wednesday morning is when I found out, and I had classes Wednesday night, and I knew I wasn't going to make it to them. So, online classes, because this is a online accelerated BSN. Anyway, so I told them, I emailed them, I'm not going to be at class. Here's why. They were all very understanding. The second thing I've done is I've given myself grace to not worry about school right now. It doesn't mean I haven't done school. I had a crap ton of clinicals scheduled, and I kept all of those scheduled but one. So in that, honestly, for me, clinicals was kind of an escape from dealing with my personal problems, because it's kind of hard to think about your personal problems while you're wiping a smelly butt, or, thinking about meds and all this stuff. To me, clinicals is stressful enough that it kind of took my mind off other stuff, and it was nice, to be honest. So I kept doing my clinicals. I had a lot of clinicals scheduled. I found that the actual schoolwork I had to do at home was a lot harder to focus on, but clinicals require documentation. And like I said, I was doing, guys, I did 4 or 5 days of clinicals in the first 2 weeks of school. That's insane. Most of my clinicals were 8.5 to 12-hour shifts on top of schoolwork. We have to do paper assignments for each one of those. Guys, every single one of my papers for my clinical hours, I turned in late. And I think I did tell you guys that. I don't know if Chris is making a video with that or not. I turned in late. I'm not worried about it. I'm not stressing about it. I feel a little bad for the teacher that's grading my clinical papers, because she doesn't know me. This is the first class she's had me in. And I just know if I was her, I would be a little bit wondering, like, is this because of her personal crisis, or is this just how she rolls and she's going to be late with everything? I'm not worried about it. Like, the worst case scenario, absolute worst case I could imagine, is this teacher would say, I can't count these clinical hours because you turned in your documentation late. That's the worst case I can imagine. And if that happened, honestly, I would go to the program director or the student success coach advisor. I would explain why things were late, and I really think they'd be like, hey, we know you from first semester, we understand, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. Or they would come up with some sort of compromise solution, like, hey, you need to do one extra clinical. But I don't think they'd make me make up all the hours. I'm not worrying about it. my papers got turned in late. Clinicals are pass fail. They're going to pass me. They're going to pass me. They're not going to make me redo all the clinical hours. So I give myself grace. I haven't turned anything else late in this whole program. So if you're not doing good in your program ever and you do that, they might not, understand. But if you're turning things in on time and something like this happens and they know even ahead of time what happened, they're going to give me grace. I'm not worried about it. Here's the other thing. I have assignments due this week. Group assignments, I've got to get them done. And, I think do a good job on that. That affects other people's grades. Although I really think as long as we get them done. I'm tired. Finally, that's good. I haven't been sleeping enough. I don't want to do anything that hurts other people's grades. So group assignments are priority. But my own individual assignments, guys, B is for balance. That's what I keep saying. C's are cool at this point. I'm not worried about it. We need to put priorities in order. If you're going through something horrible, back off on the school. I think I've told you guys grades are not a huge problem for me, it seems like, with Elmhurst program. But if you're in a program that grades are difficult and you just don't know if you can keep up and you do think you're going to get too behind because of this personal crisis, talk to the school and consider taking one semester off, one term off. We have one person that joined our cohort for summer semester that she was in the cohort before us, and she had to take last semester off because of personal things that came up. It's not the end of the world. If something that difficult has happened that you don't feel like you can do enough schoolwork and learn enough, that you're going to be able to pass the NCLEX, be able to learn what you need to learn as a nurse, drop out, not for good, just skip that term and start back in on the next one. Or talk to the student advisor, the program director, about what are my options. What can I do because this is getting in the way of my schoolwork? But number one, just communicate with people. Give yourself grace. Put things in perspective. Think about, in the grand scheme of things, 5 years from now, is it going to matter if you graduated one term later? 5 years from now, is it going to matter if you got a C in one of your classes? Think long term. And I really think, I'm dealing with a lot right now. And it's affecting my schoolwork, but it's not making me stress out about schoolwork. I don't need to stress out about schoolwork. And that's good. It's one less stress I have to deal with. I know it's dark. I bet this is like really bad lighting. If you're going through crises, it's okay. Give yourself grace. Drop out for a term and join in with the next cohort if you need to, or make arrangements to, have incompletes and somehow finish stuff during a break if they'll let you. And think about 5 years from now, what's going to matter with school, because it's probably not going to matter, So that's all. It's getting dark in here. I need to go in, bring the groceries in. Like I said, I've not been sleeping good and I yawned. Maybe I'll sleep good tonight. Maybe I'll take some Benadryl and melatonin. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped you. And if you're listening because you're going through something hard, just know you're not alone. Lots of people go through hard things. You're probably not the only one in your cohort that's gone through something hard. Reach out to your teachers. They've gone through hard things too. I hope that brings some comfort to you. And for me, talk to God about it. For me, that's really helped. That helps me put things in perspective. So I'd encourage you to pray and talk to God about it. He cares. He cares about all the little details. He even cares about your school assignment that you're nervous about. So talk to him about it. Hope that helps, guys. Thanks.